Okay, so last video was a lot of fun. I made my first mask ever, but today we're going to be going back to something I know very well, which is making pickaxes. And today we're going to be creating the Vizion Strikers, and they look a little something like this. And as usual, I have printouts to help us make sure we get all the sizes correct. Before we jump right in, I want to just give you a basic plan of what my idea is for this whole build. So the handle I'm going to try to carve out of this plasticky wood kind of stuff. The blade I'm going to make out of plexiglass, and then each of these octagons is going to be 2mm foam. This box is just going to be built up, it's going to be hollow hopefully, and then this kind of will be foam going down to the handle. So that's my plan right now. As usual, I'll cut the parts out, and I'm not quite sure where I'm going to start, maybe somewhere up here with the blade. Okay, so due to the fact that it's this really bizarre shape and there's so many angles, I decided it would be better to make it as kind of like a paper model first. So each paper side is a template, but instead of cutting them out onto foam, I decided to tape them all together first, and I use that to kind of help me build this up. Otherwise, I feel like it would be a lot harder. It's a lot more work to sand and carve each foam piece than it is just to cut off a piece of paper. So this was a lot easier. Now I can take this apart and transfer it all onto the foam. Okay, so I figured everything out with the paper templates. I think I have all the pieces down, so I kind of started to make, this top octagon kind of thing, and it goes together like that, I guess. Oh, that's actually the first time I put it on. Okay, that looks cool. There's obviously a lot more pieces, but I'm gonna kind of mirror this on the other side, and then start building up the rest of it. Okay, so it's kind of dark outside, so I can't show you, but these are going to be glued together in 3, 2, 1. All good. I'm going to go to bed. See you in the morning. Okay, it's morning now, and I'm still tired, but at least it's light out. Okay, so big exciting moment. I'm going to glue these two parts actually onto the blade. I'll leave doing the octagons on here until after I painted it because I think that'll make it a lot easier. So now I'm going to move on to making the handle, which I'm going to carve out of this plasticky stuff. This part is going to be foam, this little thing. This part is going to be foam, and this will be foam, so this will be the handle part. And it's going to stretch up inside through this foam part into there. So let's cut it out and start carving it. Okay, so the blade was attached. This whole top part looks good. Now I was doing the handle, and it has this weird part. I'll tell you about that in a second. But I got the foam part attached, and that part looks really, really nice. It feels really soft and amazing in your hand. It fits well to the fingers. So what's going to happen is this part's going to go inside above that line, and this part needs to be wrapped in like 6mm foam to kind of beef it up a bit. And then there's a little thing at the end, and that may be it for the handle. Okay, so the handle cannot be glued and attached right now, but I'm just going to kind of explain what you're going to do. So you probably cannot see in there, maybe just a little bit. You can see the plexiglass. There's like a little notch. That's just kind of the shape I cut it in. But what happened is this piece has a slit in it. So when I go in like this and I have to get it through the hole, that, and then I push it, then just like that it fits in. And it can't wobble because the plexiglass is in the slit in here. So let's go glue this together. Okay, so I drew on this whole honeycomb pattern, and I have all these pieces cut out. I'm not going to have templates for these. You can download the full-scale printout and cut them out yourself, just because there's so many, and it's so crazy, and it would be more accurate if you cut them out yourself. But just to kind of give you, show you what I'm doing, if you make this yourself, you can just the one on the edges, just stop them on the edge. I want my ones on the edges to, like, wrap around and be one, so I, like, cut it down, if you can focus in here. If you kind of see, so that the 2mm is like flush, if that makes sense at all. So kind of like, I take this piece, it's gonna go here and wrap around. It's still gonna be flush, but it's gonna be one piece on both sides. So there's a couple I need to glue on before I paint. Even though I was gonna do them after, there's some that I need to do that will be hard to glue on after, and the rest I'll leave, and that will hopefully make it a little bit easier during the paint job. Okay, so it's really hot outside, so I cannot use Plastidip, but I'm going to try to use Mod Podge instead, and hopefully get a nice smooth finish. Okay, so I got to do a couple more coats of Mod Podge.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Let's jump ahead to the painting. And about the hat, don't ask. Okay, so I did the black, and I'm starting on the green, and also over here, these ones I'm trying to paint them green as well. It's taking me a long time to cover it up because the paint is kind of thin, but so as for this part, it's not going to actually all be just dark green. It actually is supposed to have like a gradient. from dark green to like a yellowish. So I'm gonna mix up like a yellowish light green and then try to do like a gradient fade kind of thing and see how that works out. Okay, so we're to the final stages. We're gonna take off the tape and then put on the extra octagons that I had painted separately. Okay, it's done. So now, enjoy the reveal. Okay, so I was really surprised at the turnout of this build. I think it looks really amazing and awesome. I love how well the plexiglass works out to make a nice thin but firm blade. So I thought that was really cool. And if you'd like to make them yourself, you can go down in the description and download not only the templates and also for the full-scale printouts I used, you can also get all the reference images I had as well, so you'll have everything you need to make this for yourself. Now, I'll talk briefly about the templates just to explain. There's 4 big sheets you're going to connect. And if things don't really quite make sense, like for this main piece, there's a lot of different pieces, I would recommend cutting this out and making like a little origami kind of thing and taping them all together with just the paper until you get an idea of how everything's to fit together before you do the foam, because there's lots of angles you have to cut and sand to make everything fit together, so you might want to make sure you know what you're doing before you do it on the foam. Okay, so you know how to use the templates, and with that out of the way, now I can tell you all that is left to do is you need to subscribe, and please do consider like the video, and yeah, I'll see you next time.